So today we're going to be talking about building our razors. So it's one thing that we all work on, balancing that feedback with praise. So it's very important. I have the clicker. All right, so first let's just talk a little bit about razor goals. So our goal with each puppy is to help them grow into confident, happy, resilient, and eager to learn dogs. And these are the same goals that we have for our razors. So we want to build our razors up to help them feel confident in their skills as razors. We want to support them in learning and how to take and apply the feedback that we're providing. We want to have them have fun. Raising a puppy is a big and hard responsibility. And we also want to help them learn how to be resilient and navigate the ups and downs of puppy raising. And lastly, we want to help instill ongoing enthusiasm to continue growth and learning as a raiser, so that we keep them eager to keep coming back and working. So to help us achieve those goals, we're going to be working between mixing with feedback and praise with our puppy raisers. We really want to kind of let the praise kind of weigh a little heavier on that scale, because kind of just like Carrie just finished saying, we really do want to find as many opportunities to give our puppy raisers that positive outlook and really motivate them and let them know they're doing a good job. When we are giving praise to our puppy raisers, we want to have it be a balance between information and being a cheerleader. So what do I mean by that? So information is an opportunity for us to give validation that that's what the puppy raiser, but we would like to see from the puppy raiser. So for example, Sue, that was a great increasing your distance for Charlie's success around that distraction. Nice job. You're having them apply it and rewarding that from the puppy raiser. Sally, way to go catching that right hand before you marked yes, because you all know what does the right hand like to do? It likes to sit in the bait bag. So that's one that we work on constantly with so many of our puppy raisers. Or Sam, I like how you gave Charlie time to process that cue. He did a great job moving into it, just a little more time to process. So it's rewarding the puppy raiser to get them to really be thinking like, oh yeah, that's right, and helping them be able to take that information that you're doing in those meetings and apply it in a real world situation when we're not around, to be there to give them that feedback. And it's doing it in a very positive way. And then sometimes we just need to be a cheerleader. So that way to go, that nice job, or that was super, it goes a long way, because who doesn't love a high five and a pat on the back? Feeling good. And you just have a little pep in your step, and it's nice to have that feeling. So the rule of three is kind of a magic number for us. So I say, when we're working with puppy raisers, really working to not exceed 3 feedback points with our puppy raisers is going to keep it the most digestible for them. So once we kind of go over that is when we reach that threshold of, whew, that was a lot of information. But if we kind of focus on 3 as being our max number, it's going to always be where the puppy raisers feel like hearing more of that positivity. There might be a lot more things that we're building on with the puppy raiser and working on with them. We're going to get there. The best part is that we have time, and gradually growing with the puppy raiser is going to pay off big for us. In some meetings, it might just be that you're just going to give one feedback because that's where the learner is at, the learner and the puppy is at for that meeting, and that's going to be the most successful thing. In some meetings, you might just get to be focusing on just praise. They might be just rocking it and killing it, and then that's when you get to really lay on that praise and reward to the puppy raiser, and that's the really fun part. So that's always a great thing too. Also, I tell people, practice makes progress. We never need perfection, so this is a famous saying that all of my club leaders hear constantly and puppy raisers, because progress is our most important thing with our puppy raisers, and over time, those small pieces of progress is going to turn into a big piece, and you're really going to see that hard work and dedication and taking it slow with our puppy raisers pay off big time. So just a couple of additional touch points that kind of jump off of some of the things that Carrie said as well. So one, sometimes just having a touch base with the raiser before we even start an exercise can be a really great way to help them, to kind of support them in the very beginning without telling them. So for example, if I'm working with a puppy raiser, that understanding distance has kind of been an area that we're working on. We can start with something like, all right, so like looking ahead at what we're about to work on, where do you feel like you could start most successfully with the puppy? And then if you kind of you have it in mind, but you don't want to tell them, let them think about it, again, applying the information that you're working on so that you can support them. And if they're like, all right, I think I can start right there, you're like, excellent. Or if you're like, what about a little extra distance? You're like, okay. And then they can give that distance, but they're applying it and you're starting to let them see those situations so that way they can be successful. Also, don't be afraid to ask them how they felt it went. This doesn't have to be in front of the group. Sometimes just having those side conversations with the puppy raiser, maybe you really, one, it's another opportunity to have a nice connection, but two, maybe they're feeling a little or they're feeling super proud, and you can build off of that point with them as well. I know at times when we're working with our raisers, sometimes it can feel like we have a lot of things to work on, but remember, take it slow, break it down into pieces, because if we give too much at one time to a puppy raiser, we're going to lose the person holding the leash, and we never want that. It's just like we say, we're always being very mindful of the puppy at the end of the leash. We want to keep that same mentality when we're working with our puppy raisers as well. All right, so one more slide before we're going to have some fun together. So I say the power of observation. So sometimes it's good to just sit back and watch for a second, because we all are human, and sometimes we just need a second to process. So let's look at a situation. So for example, you just finished reviewing your marker mechanic goals, followed by a short name recognition exercise. So now you're working on impulse control, and you see the raiser have their hand in their treat bag. So we're going to start by just waiting a second. So one, after that treat delivery, does the raiser go back to having that hand in the bait bag? Or two, does that hand go back to being passive, going passive, and then you continue to see them apply that nice marker mechanics of hand passive, yes, higher up. Higher, oh, okay.
No, like your hand.
Oh, higher up, like this. Thank you. Oh, where our hand is back to being passive, we mark yes, and we're seeing that nice flow continue. So one, if your hand's going right back to that bait bag, it's time for a touch point. So let's follow back up with the things that we just talked about. But two, if that raiser is going back to doing a great job with those marker mechanics, that is the time to then give feedback to the puppy raiser with information, because that's going to stick so much stronger than if your focus was just on, why is your hand in the bait bag again? If you were like, hey Sam, you just rocked that, nice job keeping your hand passive, and then that's going to be ingrained in that puppy raiser. So it's just a little psychology flip on us, but it goes worlds of wonders and positivity with our puppy raisers as well. All right, before I continue on, does anyone have any questions? No? Okay, so now it's time for some fun together. All right, so we're going to put this into action. So we're already in our teams. So what we're going to do is, in just a second, I'm going to lay out a situation, and we are going to then act the situation, and then you are going to have 2 minutes to talk amongst your team members to how you would handle that situation with the puppy raiser. Then at the end of the 2 minutes, I'm going to draw a number from a dog bowl that I have to go get from my table. And we are going to let one member from your team come up and reenact that situation and show everybody how you would handle that situation with the puppy raiser. All right, so we're going to look at situation one. So raiser is repeating the yes marker word multiple times to their puppy. So Hallie, oh, here we go. And I'll take the bowl. So I'm going to describe it, and then Hallie is going to act it for us. All right. So our live action description is, Raiser Hallie is so excited about the progress her and her trainee have made since last seeing the club. While working on the basic skills, you notice that she is now saying the yes marker multiple times in the process of getting the food out. Her treat delivery is beautiful. So your task is find the moment of praise, then feedback, then praise again. All right, so you have 2 minutes. So you can. Okay, where's table 5? Where's table 5 living? Hello. Table 5. Table 5. Okay, table 5. You are the lucky winners to come up and reenact this with Hallie and show us all how you would handle this situation. So she is going to start, and I'll let you kind of be off to she's going to start reenacting, and I'm going to let you go to work.
Wow, Hallie, your dog has really learned that lesson. I'm so proud of you. What a great dog.
Thanks.
Let's try this. Instead of saying yes multiple times, let's just say it one time and then take however much time it takes to get the treat to the dog. So, because if you say it a lot of times, he's getting real excited. So let's just try saying it once, see how it goes.
Okay. Milo. Yes. He's a lot calmer, definitely.
And look, he's doing it just great. You've done a super job. Good job.
Nice job. I love that. I loved how you started it. So giving her some nice praise to begin with, focusing on the positive. You helped her out, and then you guys finished on a really high note. So that was fantastic. All right. I think Deb might still be in the process of getting Archie. So I think Aaron is going to be on deck for me next. So we're going to skip Deb, and we are going to go to Aaron.
Very good. We are proud of you.
We can do the next one too.
And if you have to do something again, you get it. And if you have to do something again, you get to do it again.
I would say I'm recording it, but it's still so small. The video's
All right, so I'm going to read it, and then Erin is going to act it after I read it. So our situation is. She's like, I'm not so sure. So our situation is, as the raiser is walking into class, you observe they do not have their treat bag on and have string arming taking place. So here's our brief description, and then Erin is going to be our live action. So Raiser Erin is walking into class with her puppy. Her puppy is excited, and you observe Erin a little frazzled today. Additionally, you observe that Erin's treat pouch is in her bag, first being worn, and her right hand is string arming the puppy as you walk into class. Like chicken wing. Alright, so we're going to let you guys work together for 2 minutes, and then I'm going to draw a number from the dog bowl, and we are going to act it back out. Alright. Hi, Erin. How are you doing? Oh, good. Your puppy's so adorable today. How's it going?
It feels okay. I'm late. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Do you want me to love your puppy for a second while you get your treat pouch on? Yeah. Great. Oh, so your week's been going okay?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Busy? Sure. You know, I was thinking something that always helps me. When I get to a meeting, I throw my treat pouch on in the car, so that when I get out, it's easier to walk the dog into the meeting, because you've already got it ready. You know, something you might want to try. Yeah, I think that. Great. What success have you had with our puppy this week? Athens.
Athens is sleeping through the night.
Oh, we're so proud of Athens. Great job. Do we think we're ready to join the meeting now?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. All right, we have one last situation. We're going to back it up just a smidget. All right. Good luck, Liz. All right, so I'm going to read it out, and then Deb and Archie are going to act out our next situation. So our scenario is, as raisers arrive for class, you observe Raiser Deb getting a bit too close to other raisers, resulting in her puppy pulling and lunging. So our live action description is Deb is arriving with her puppy Archie. Once they get out of the car, he takes a busy, and he will not be doing inside today, and then puts the vest on. Following, they start walking towards the club. Once Archie sees the other dogs, he begins pulling Deb towards the club, successfully getting to another dog. All right, Deb's gonna act it out. Archie says hello to Milo. Thank you guys. All right, so we're going to give you guys 2 minutes to decide how you're going to handle this situation. Someone's come up and act it out.
Hi, hello. Oh my goodness, welcome to the meeting. It's been so long since I've seen you. How are you doing? Your guy looks like he's doing great today. Yeah, he is very happy. He is very happy. I'm putting myself in between him and the other dogs. Yeah. Get ready for class soon, all right? Why don't you stand here? And if I can have everybody take 3 steps back, we're going to want to keep our dogs away from each other. And why don't you have your dogs practice their sit and their down while we're waiting to get started, okay? It was great to see you. I'm going to start checking in with everybody else now, okay?
Thank you. I loved how positive you were in your approach, so you made it very lighthearted for the puppy raiser. Thank you. All right. All right, so to wrap us up, as our just a couple of takeaways. So 1, take it slow and gradually grow. Always remember that our learners are continuing to grow, and that every learner in the room is at a different growth rate and where they're progressing and how they're doing with everything going on with their puppy. Reward the good, provide the bite-sized pieces of feedback, and most importantly, have fun. So, and per pickles, have a margarita every now and then if you need it.